The PlayStation 2. I have been feeling quite nostalgic over this system lately. I've been spending a lot of time either revisiting older games in my collection or trying out new ones. I recently finished replaying the Simpsons Hit Run, which that was the childhood game for me and my sisters growing up. That was pretty much the only PS2 game that we consistently played all the way to the very end. We dabbled in a couple others, I think we had Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights and Shrek 2. And we had a couple others, but the Simpsons Hit Run was the main game that we played on this system. I've also been revisiting Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts 1, and I've finally sat down to play through Crash Twinsanity and Burnout 3. I also picked up an original PS2 recently. Not really because I needed one, my PS2 Slim works just fine, it's the same one I've had for nearly 20 years at this point. But I just always preferred the original design of the PS2. I really like this kind of bluish PS2 logo on here, and I don't know, just it being a much bigger system, I don't know, I just kind of always preferred that. I think recently I've been a bit more interested in looking back at PlayStation rather than forward. This isn't exactly a crazy hot take, but yeah, I don't really like what Sony's doing at the moment. And just in general, the PS5 generation has pretty much just been a direct continuation of the PS4. That's not a bad thing, there've been some great games on PS5. It's just not super interesting for me to discuss right now. And so, in light of looking back at previous generations of PlayStation, what better way to do that than go through some old PlayStation 2 magazines. These are all from kind of late 2005, I think, so we got, September, October, November, and then October 2006 for this magazine here. So it's kind of like that latter half of the PS2 generation with a little bit of PSP and kind of going into the PS3 generation. So let's go through some of these. I'm going to start with the September 2005 one here, obviously having FIFA 6 on the front. I mainly chose this one because it says here, PSP launch games reviewed, which could be pretty interesting. So let's open up and see. Got a God of War ad here. Oh yeah, because this would have been around the time God of War was coming out, wasn't it? That was a 2005 game. I don't really know what this specific kind of image really describes for God of War, other than just beating the shit out of people. I have a little bit about the PlayStation 3. It's kind of an early image of the PS3 there. Kind of interesting how they were kind of going with a silver color during all the promo of the PS3, because I think PlayStation, with the exception of the PS1 and kind of the PS5, they've always kind of gone for a black color at launch. And obviously they did end up going with the PS3 in black when it did eventually come out, so I wonder what made them change their mind. The next big thing in entertainment is surprisingly small. Listen to music, watch videos, share photos, plus save game levels, cheats, character skins. Yeah, because you couldn't download games to the PSP yet, I don't think. I think that came a good couple of years later. And so they have all the Memory Stick Pro Duo cards. These were really expensive, I think, when they first came out. And they were kind of really hard to justify spending that much money over. It came with 32 megabytes of space. You had a 32 megabyte memory stick, which was fine for save games and stuff, but I don't think you could store many videos and stuff on it, because Sony really wanted you to have a lot of videos and music on your PSP. They famously called it the Walkman of the 21st century, so they kind of wanted you to have a lot of stuff on these memory cards, but it was kind of hard to when they were so expensive. And the PS Vita had the same issue as well. So this is kind of the, I guess, the promo page for the PS3, or I guess rumor page. Let's have a little look through this. Resident Evil 5. They were already showing footage of Resident Evil 5? That's early. 4 had just come out. They were already showing this? Resi 4 for PS2 isn't even out yet. What are they playing at? Exactly. There's a little confusion at the moment as to whether or not the PS3 will come with a hard drive. While Sony bosses are saying you'll have to buy it separately, other rumors circulate that the PS3 will come in a pack akin to the PSP's value pack, which would bundle the console with a hard drive and other gubbins. Other gubbins, okay. I mean, yeah, the PS3 did end up coming with a hard drive. I'm pretty sure every single model came with some sort of hard drive, or at least some sort of internal storage. I don't think they ever did the whole, like, you gotta buy the hard drive separately, because, like, why would they? I think that only really makes sense when you have, like, memory cards, which are just kind of plug and play. For hard drives, they're a bit more fiddly. You've got to, like, plug them in and then format them and stuff, so... yeah, I think it made sense to include the hard drive in the PS3. Crazy Taxi coming to PS3. I don't know if it did it? Like, I'm not sure if Crazy Taxi ever came to the PS3, or at least like a new one. They may have like re-released the original, but I don't think there was an original Crazy Taxi game on PS3. Oh, here's our little section on Crash Tag Team Racing. This is not a very good game. I like the Crash racing games just got like worse and worse with each one. Like CTR is amazing. Crash Nitro Kart is just an absolute pain to control. And then you got Tag Team Racing, which is just a massive just whatever game. How to make a racing spin-off game, okay. Pick a well-known character, Crash Bandicoot in this instance, obviously. Throw them into a generic story. At least they're appreciating the fact that the story is in fact generic. Come up with the gimmick, which here is the ability to clash. I wouldn't really say they came up with that gimmick. That was more Mario Kart Double Dash. This is basically just a kind of copy of Mario Kart Double Dash. In fact, they even mention it here. Oh, that's funny. Don't forget the minigames and multiplayer. Yeah, I think they did have a couple minigames in Crash Tag Team Racing. Wasn't there like there was like a chicken bowling game, wasn't there? I don't really know. I don't remember much from Crash Tag Team Racing. That was one of the PSP games that I actually played a lot of. But I don't really remember much from it. Ooh, okay, here we go. We got Resident Evil 4 and Spider-Man 2. Oh yes, the PS2 chainsaw controller. That's pretty unique. I've seen pictures of that. It looks very goofy. I wonder if anyone actually did play through the game with the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. And then we got Spider-Man 2 for the PSP. I remember this one, like a lot of people were like quite disappointed at this one because like you buy it and it kind of, you know, it looks like it's just going to be a straight port of the PS2 version because like the PSP can play a good handful of PS2 games. But apparently this one's like quite a bit different. Apparently it's quite like stripped back and kind of just overall not as good, which is a bit of a shame. But I mean, this was still kind of in the era where like handheld games were usually very different to console ones, so I guess it's understandable. Welcome to PSP, it's here. So they got all the PSP launch games here. Presumably they're gonna go through them all. See, Pursuit Force. I am kind of curious to give Pursuit Force a go. I've seen clips of it and stuff, and it does look really fun. So maybe eventually I'll get around to picking this up. We got Ridge Racer, remember that one?
Ridge Racer, remember that one?
Did you know the PSP plays music? The machine plays MP3s that are transferred to the memory stick via a USB connection. Fun fact about the PSP, I got it as like a hand-me-down from my neighbor. And I remember like it didn't come with the charger. And I saw the mini USB port on it and I thought, oh, I just plug it in via USB and then it'll charge. And so I plugged it in, and obviously nothing happened because you need the dedicated kind of, the like yellow charger and plug thing to charge it. And so I spent ages just leaving my PSP plugged in via USB to the wall, hoping it would charge, and it never did, and I thought it was broken, and I was very upset. Got Medieval here. Oh, I didn't realize, is this a remake of the PS1 game on PSP? Or is it a sequel? So it says PS1 Comedy Horror Comes Back? Does that mean remake or no? Oh yeah, it's an old game remixed. Ah. So they kind of did a Medieval remake before they did the remake. Then on the back here we have some games on sale with, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 of them being in the horrible platinum cases that we had. I actually do think that, you know, like Europe and the UK, we got these platinum re-releases a lot worse than North America did. Like don't get me wrong, I don't like the burgundy color on the greatest hits PS2 cases, but like it's a lot better than whatever the hell this is. And even this one's even worse. So that was the September 2005 magazine. So we're gonna go through the October one now. We have Final Fantasy XII, GTA Liberty City Stories, and a PSP Bible, whatever that may be. I guess let's find out. We got big football field. Oh, PSP is here. That's a very nice kind of promo image. I really like that. It's for Ridge Racer specifically. That is really nice. So is that one. Wow, okay. I haven't really seen these before. Yeah, we got a big portion here on Grand Theft Auto Liberty City. Not Liberty City Stories, no, just Liberty City. I mean, this is still impressive that they were able to get a full-blown GTA game on the PSP within, what, the first year of it coming out? And it is a good game. It's obviously like you know, not as good as the main PS2 games like San Andreas and Vice City, but it definitely does like hold up decently well with those. And especially at the time, this absolutely would have done the job for a portable GTA game. Oh, and then we end it with some PSP Essentials. So we got, was it Darkstalkers, Metal Gear Acid, Wipeout Pure, and Need for Speed. I mean, that's a pretty good variety, I guess. I mean, the 2 racing games, the kind of tactical-ish card game. I have no idea what Darkstalkers is, but I imagine it brings a bit of variety. Okay, we got our last 2005 PS2 magazine here. This is from November. Obviously, RE4 is kind of in a full marketing swing at this point. I think, so on here we have Sonic on PS3. I'm pretty curious about seeing that. Because I'm assuming they're on about Sonic 06, which is has quite a reputation. Ooh, and another one of these nice PSP ads. Oh, I think it's the same one actually. I think it's the same Ridge Racer one that we just saw. Still very, very nice though. The Best of World War II. I don't think there's ever been a magazine that's had a section called The Best of World War II. I can't really think of many positive highlights. You've got the original PS3 controller here. Yeah, I think it would have been disastrous if they went with that controller design, because just like what is that? What is that controller? You know, as kind of boring as it is that they kind of just stuck with the standard DualShock design for the PS3. I mean, it was kind of the safe option. I'm glad they waited until the PS4 to kind of do a bit of a redesign. The PlayStation family's 10 years old, and they got all the. That's kind of weird that they got both models of the PS1 here, but not both models of the PS2. I mean, that's just me being nitpicky, but it feels a bit odd. Like, you can just see, like, I keep forgetting how much smaller the PS1 is from the original PlayStation. Like, it is tiny in comparison. I had this model growing up. I never really had this one. Like, I briefly had it a couple years ago because I had, what was it? I bought like a modded system that was like, had the region unlocked on it so I could play Chrono Trigger. But yeah, like I only really grew up with the original model, and so I kind of forget just how much smaller it is. Sony product recall. Oh, faulty AC adapters. Oh yes. So yeah, from what I know, the original like power bricks for the PS2 Slim weren't that good and failed quite a lot. And so, so they recalled it. Wow, I didn't know they recalled it. I think my model of PS2 Slim was like it was like part of the models where they kind of like refined this, and so it was kind of like, because I think mine was made in like 2005, like late 2005, around the time this magazine came out. And so I mean, I hope at least Otherwise I'm gonna have to go double check my AC adapter. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Sonic 06 on PS3. New Sonic game screams onto PS3. You've never had it so fast. Yeah, I mean, I think Sonic 06 had a lot of potential to be, like, good. Again, it's just incredibly unfinished is its problem. You know, I actually think they could take another whack at this and kind of try this again. Because it's, gameplay-wise, if I'm not wrong, gameplay-wise, it's quite similar to like the adventure games, and some people do kind of consider this Sonic Adventure 3. But yeah, I think if they kind of took another whack at Sonic 06, they could actually make it good. Got another Crash Tag Team Racing ad here. Again, this was really the start of Crash's downfall, I think. I think like the quality kind of took a dip with Crash Bash and then remained kind of a bit up and down throughout the early 2000s, but then like this game onwards, it really just plummeted. It's not a very good game. Oh, Sonic Gems collection using the Indiana Jones font. 9 rare titles for only $19.99, including Sonic CD. Oh yeah, because this was, if I'm not wrong, this was the first time that Sonic CD was re-released. Or was it in Sonic Mega? It might have been in Mega Collection, actually. It was maybe just the first time CD was on PlayStation. And it also has Sonic R, which is interesting. This is kind of like the weirder one of the two collections from that generation. Like Mega Collection has like everything you need from classic Sonic. Gems Collection is just kind of like the extra stuff that they didn't really have room for, and so they kind of just clump it all together. But I mean, it does the job. It gives you, you know, some classic Sonic games to play on, at the time, modern platforms. We've got Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. I find it kind of interesting that they like made specific console versions for the first 2 Call of Duty games. I wonder why specifically they couldn't work on PS2 and GameCube and Xbox. Because Call of Duty 2, like, that came out on 360. Like, in full, it was just a full game. And so I don't really know why. I wonder why it specifically didn't come out on those other systems, like what specifically was stopping them. Because then the third one came out in full on the PS2. You know, it's kind of like if they could do Call of Duty 3, why didn't they do 1 and 2? And they obviously put all this development time into spin-offs. Oh, we got another one of these PSP ads. We haven't seen this one. This is for Pursuit Force. This is very nice. It's got like the CCTV stuff on it. I like this one. This is my favorite one, I think, so far. Oh God, you got Wallace and Gromit here. Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I actually do kind of want to give this game a go. I'm really curious about the Wallace and Gromit games. I used to be quite scared, actually, of Wallace and Gromit as a kid. I didn't really, I think, I watched one of them. I think it was A Close Shave. I was scared of that. There was like a certain scene in that film, and I was scared of it for some reason as a kid, and so this would have definitely terrified me. But yeah, I kind of want to give it a go now because I mean the Were-Rabbit movie is pretty good, so hopefully the game also is. Although I don't have a huge amount of confidence in it by the look of those models. And then just an ad for Resident Evil 4 on the back. Oh, you're getting a Resident Evil 4 keyring for free if you pre-ordered. That actually is pretty sick. That's pretty cool. I kind of want that. Yeah, our last magazine here. This is October 2006. So we've jumped forward a bit. Jumped forward about a year or so. And yeah, I mainly got this one because Just Cause is all over the front cover, and this is a game that I actually did play through. Not on the PS2. I beat it on 360, but I have tried out the PS2 version, and I am interested to see what they say about it, because Just Cause 1 has kind of largely been forgotten. You know, everybody remembers, you know, the second one, the third one. There's some people who like the fourth one, but people don't really talk about the first one, so I'm kind of interested to see what they were saying when it came out. And they also, back here, they've got God of War 2, they got Half-Life 2, Kingdom Hearts 2. They got a lot of sequels, a lot of 2s in this one. Oh wow, big poster here. This is very, very nice. It's everything every Bond game has ever failed to deliver. Wow, okay. And it makes GTA San Andreas look just about as free roaming as Tetris. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. like technically yes, I think the map in Just Cause 1 is bigger than GTA San Andreas, but like, I mean, you can even see in these photos, there's just nothing. Like, there's nothing in these maps. San Andreas, like, it's got a smaller map, yes, but like one, it's not that smaller. And also there's just way more to do in San Andreas' map. Ooh, here we go, we got Kingdom Hearts 2. This is probably my favorite, like, I guess PS2 native game. Like this game was like made for PS2 first and then came out on everything else. I really do like Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, it's interesting here, they point out you move the camera with the right stick instead of the shoulder buttons. That is really interesting because, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 is a good game, but oh, the control, it's really tough to go back to with the controls, and a big part of that is the fact that, yeah, you use the shoulder buttons to move the camera, and so using the right stick is definitely much, much better in this game. Killzone Liberation, I think this was another, like, Spider-Man 2 moment for the PSP where people saw this and went, oh my god, Killzone on PSP, and then they picked it up and they were kind of like, oh, what is this? You know, I've heard that this is still it's probably still a good game, but yeah, I don't think it was what people were really kind of expecting from Killzone on the PSP. So yeah, I mean, it's still cool that they did like kind of like a top-down shooter. I guess you don't see too many of those. Wow, we got big section on Sims 2 Pets. I don't know. I didn't really play the console version of Sims 2 Pets much. I just kind of heard that it's like it's kind of one of those just like the original Sims 2 on console, but just with a bit less to it. It's kind of just focused on pets. I played a lot of Sims 3 Pets. Which that was very much just Sims 3 with pets. So I assume this is pretty similar. Oh, here we go, we got our Just Cause review. I mean, this game does look quite nice for a PS2 game. Like, obviously, if you compare this to like all the other versions, like, yeah, this is definitely less graphically impressive, but for a PS2 game, this does look really good. Again, I played this on 360, and like, I enjoyed it fine enough. Like, it's obviously aged, it controls a little bit goofy. It's not really as fun to kind of go around the open world as it is in the sequels, but like, it's a good starting point for the series. And so it's kind of nice that they're kind of promoting it a lot here in the magazine. Okay, so that was a look at some old PS2 magazines from 2005 to 2006. After reading these, it's quite clear who these are marketed towards. You know, they were kind of marketed towards people who had a PS2 mainly just for, like, you know, sports games, football games, maybe a couple racing games here and there, and a first-person shooter. But that's kind of it. You know, there was quite a lot missing, I guess, in terms of games that we kind of look back on now regarding the PS2. So like, a lot of big RPGs are missing. Like, Final Fantasy was there a little bit, but not really. But they're an interesting part of PlayStation history, and it's fun to kind of flick back through these and see the games that they were kind of actively reviewing and stuff at the time. And so I'll definitely come back to this in the future, probably with some Nintendo magazines to kind of flick through those. But yeah, that's all for now, so thanks for watching.